How's it going, everybody? It's Ace Shinigami here, and I got another interesting video for you all. Now, I'm gonna still be on the same bandwagon. We're talking about Disney, and unfortunately, they still haven't really learned their lesson. So, as some of you may know, Disney Plus has lost a few subscribers, or at least a few thousand, right? Now, normally one wouldn't think too much of it when they're pretty much, how do I explain it? When you invest in a company and you're promised that you're going to make a certain amount of, I guess you could say, revenue, as well as how good the state of the company is, just a bunch of stuff being told to you, right? So you back it up with a certain amount of money, and then later on down the line, you find out, hey, how is my investment doing? And the people that run it don't want to tell you how it's actually doing. So they ran into a little conundrum here where one of the shareholders, or I'm not too sure if it's more than one, but for sure one of them is suing Disney. They're going to be suing Bob Chapek, former CEO. They're going to be suing the CFO. She is currently still working at Disney, so she's going to be hit on it. And then lastly, suing Disney themselves. Now, again, the reason being is these investors have put their money into Disney and they're expecting a certain outcome. You know, they were promised, basically being false advertised on a service that isn't actually doing well. They said Disney Plus was going to be this next big thing, boom, boom, boom. Well, guess what? Just because we were all locked in our houses and we had no other choice, it was still kind of a big deal, right? But now that we're all out of that whole situation, it is behind us. Disney still hasn't recouped. And then on top of that, you have all the other dumb decisions they decided to make with whatever you want to call it, the difference in creative vision, let us say the least. When now we have, movies making less and less from Disney. Let's see, you had Lightyear last year that didn't make any money. You had Strange World as well, didn't make any money. If actually resources were pulled from Strange World to put into Wakanda Forever. So you see, Disney has its hands full with managing all this at once, and then they also have the theme parks, which are being kind of overran slowly but surely by Universal, and even SeaWorld, Busch Garden. All these places are coming together and just pleasing the audience. Now, I don't think it could be understated how much the consumer matters in these kind of services. If you're not doing as much as you can for them, then you're going to basically lose out on a bunch of customers and loyal customers that would have been with you, right? And so you have all this stuff going on, right? They double down. All these recent investor meetings, you have them getting called out by other shareholders and other managers from certain, parks and other stuff like that. I have no idea. I just remember hearing these phone calls and it was just wild. You hear Bob Iger getting caught up in himself and spilling beans on the whole Reedy Creek and all that other BS, and it's just like, there's a reason why Universal is doing as good as it is right now, and it's just not, relying on all the it's not relying on the politics. It is entertaining people. It's putting out as much content as it can with quality. It is not simply rushing it all out. Now, I recently had seen some people posting on the whole Marvel stuff with Loki and Echo coming out later on in the year, and some people being like, oh, this is going to be great, this and that. And it's just like, you do realize the reason they push those back. One, you have the Writers Guild of America having their strike. You have second, You got the whole issue with CGI and post-production from Victoria Alonso and all the other bullshit that Kevin Feige doesn't want to take responsibility for. And then you have the other edition as well for the whole Marvel thing of just diluting the brand. And then you also have Jonathan Majors having his whole spiel. So that kind of ruins, somewhat dampers Loki season 2. Who knows if they're going to recast him? Probably not. But still, it is quite interesting, to say the least, that the shows right now, the movies right now, they're not really bangers. And then you have Guardians 3, that was a holdover film from Phase 3. We know for a fact that if James Gunn didn't get fired, if it would have continued the way it was supposed to, if he wasn't going to leave for DC, we would have had Guardians 3 much sooner, and that this wouldn't be in the place that it is right now. Because as it is, it was just isolated. You can't just go to that film and be like, look, we're doing good. No. Anyways, long story short, pretty much Disney is fucked. They've just been making too many mistakes, lying to the consumer base, pushing ideologies that the main fan base of them did not want, and now the remaining people that you do have are fucking insane, where you got them bullying former actor for Aladdin basically off Twitter, but they're not being called bullies, you know. And it's just like, Disney, you're fostering this environment, and by trying to push it off to the other people and saying, look, you're the racist, you're this and that, and it's like, you clearly haven't learned your lesson, and this is just what you're gonna fucking get. But that's just my take on it. I definitely want to hear what you guys think down in the comments below, because Disney's getting sued, and it couldn't have been at a worse time. So let's see how that goes. Yeah, if it's your birthday, happy birthday. And I mean, it's a Wednesday, so happy hump day. Let's see. I think that's gonna be it for me. Have y'all a good night. See you later.